Hey everyone, hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to our first episode of Vibe and Vent. My name is Mike. This is
Angel. And a few days ago, we posted a Q&A asking you guys to ask us any questions you might want to know to get to know us as individuals and as a couple. So in today's video, we'll be going over those questions.
Okay.
So before we get into the actual questions that you guys asked us, we just wanted to explain the name of our channel, which is Vibe and Vent with Mike and Angel, and what our channel is essentially going to be about. So originally, like a few months ago, I had the idea of starting a podcast that I was gonna call Vibe and Vent, and I was gonna have different guests on there, and we were just gonna be, vibing and venting about different stuff we go through, like in adulthood and relationships and work and our personal lives and things of that nature. And then not too long after, me and Mike got together, so I had the idea of combining it and making it into a couples channel instead, still kind of following that guideline, but in like a couple channel way, because we feel like not a lot of couples, not that they don't talk about like anything serious, but YouTube couples are mainly with pranks and just vlogs and stuff like that. So we decided that we wanted to take it a step further and talk about real stuff that goes on in relationships and just showing our true authentic selves and just letting our voice be heard and not trying to fake how some YouTube couples do with all the pranks and stuff like that.
Authentic, everything authentic over here.
So with that being said, we're gonna get straight into it with all the questions that you guys had to ask us.
How do we meet?
That would be the first question. How did we meet? Do you want to tell?
Well, we met through a good friend of mine, Mr. Bando. He was over here having a little barbecue for, was it his sister, I believe?
Yeah, actually, I think it was for Sierra for her birthday.
Graduation, right?
No, it wasn't her graduation. It was her.
No,
it was our cousin, well, my cousin, Sierra. It was a little birthday shindig that she had going on. It was kind of like a little cookout. And originally that night, I was hanging out with some of my friends. And then she texted me and she's like, "Cousin, I miss you. You should come over. Like, we're having a little barbecue." And I was like, I'm trying to go home after. I was not trying to go over there because I live like farther in South Jersey. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just go.
I'm a regular there. I'm there all the time. I'm there almost every day. I was there just chilling. That's basically another house of mine.
So in like her backyard, I walk up and I see all these people sitting on the deck. I'm like, Sierra, you did not tell me all these people were over here. She know like I don't be out like in the mix. I like to stay at home. And as soon as I walk up the the deck, like I knew of him because he's my brother's friend. But I seen him sitting there and I'm like, I know that's not who I think it is.
Boy.
So at first, I tried to act like I didn't see him. I just gave Sierra a hug. And then eventually, like all the other people that were there, they left. So it was just me, Sierra, and him. And I'm like, I think I might try to shoot my shot tonight.
I didn't do anything, guys. She was the one who said,
"Don't gas it."
She kept looking at me, first of all. I don't know why. I didn't even think I looked that good. I'm just a chill person. I'm pretty shy, so I'm not going to say anything. I was just chilling there.
So he had left to go do something. And I'm talking to Sierra. I'm like, "Girl," I'm like, "Do Mike got a girlfriend?" And she's like, "I don't think so." I'm like, "All right, we're going to try to hook this up before the end of the night." So eventually, like, we sat there just for hours, just the three of us talking. And eventually Orlando had came back too. And so then it was the four of us, and we were just talking for like hours, like literally hours. I didn't leave their house that night until like 4 o'clock in the morning. And as I'm walking out, I'm like, all right, let me not make it look suspicious. Let me give Orlando a hug, and then that'll be like my excuse to give him a hug. So I give Orlando a hug. I give him a hug. He gonna try to give me like a little side hug. I'm like, you better hug me.
I'm shy. I ain't know what to do. I'm just chilling.
So we go outside, and I'm like, Sierra, try to like, don't tell him I'm trying to give him my number, but like, some kind of way, give him my number before the end of the night. She's like, I got you. So she went back in the house, and then what did she do?
She slid the phone. She like, here. No, wait. Let me see your phone. She grabbed my phone. She put her number in there. She was like, here, Angel gave me your number so I could get to you. I'm like, oh, okay. So, with me being me, I ended up being the first one to text her because obviously she didn't have my number. So, when I texted her, I asked her if she was home, make sure she got home pretty safe. And that really kicked it off, you know.
So that's how we met. Okay. So I feel like this is a good question to go after that one. So Orlando asked us, what was our first date?
You want to tell him?
So, you know me, like once I start, well, maybe you guys don't know, but once I start liking someone, like I want to see you like right away. So like throughout the week, we were just talking, getting to know one another. And then Friday rolls around and he's like, oh, what are you doing after work? And I was like, I don't think I have plans, but even if I did, I feel like I would have been like, oh, I'm not doing nothing, just so we could do something. But I was like, you know, just gonna go home. He's like, you trying to hang out tonight? I'm like, okay. So then I live far. I live in South Jersey. He lives in North Jersey. So he's like, I'm gonna come down there so that you don't have to drive all the way up here. And I was like, okay.
What kind of gesture, you know?
Because most of the time, like, nobody wants to drive all the way down here because they say that I live too far. But he's like, no, I'm gonna drive down there. Like, what's over there to do? So I'm like, okay. So I found a restaurant that was like 20 minutes for me, but like 50 minutes to an hour for him.
It was Escondidos. Like, it's literally the name of the restaurant. It was very hidden. Like, in Spanish, it means hidden. So
we go to this Mexican restaurant called Escondidos. Obviously, I got there first because I live closer. And
I wasn't late, was I?
No, you weren't late.
Okay.
I just got there early to like get my nerves together because I'm just a nervous, awkward person. So I see him pull up and I'm like, oh my God, like we really supposed to go on a date? Like I'm scared. So I get out of the car. We like walk to meet each other. And then what happened? We started walking inside the restaurant and he's like, do I look okay? Like, is my outfit okay? Am I wearing something that's good?
Yeah, I wanted to change my shirt because I had on this crazy graffiti shirt that it didn't really look too good in my eyes, but I had to make sure she was okay with it.
He's exaggerating. It looked fine. But then he starts looking at his hands. He's like, oh no, like my hands are ashy. He's like,
damn, how I show with no lotion?
So he's like, you got lotion in your car? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I need some of that before we go in there. So
elbow grease, something.
We walk back to the car. I give him the lotion or whatever. Then we go inside the restaurant. And he tries to sit on like the opposite side of the table. I don't like sitting across from people because it just makes me even more nervous. So I'm like, can you sit on the same side of the table as me?
I sat right next to her. She made me sit on a high chair basically.
It wasn't a
I'm
high
tall.
chair.
My feet didn't even touch the ground. I was a little like, damn, I'm not used to this. But I sat next to her.
So that was our first date. It wasn't awkward. We didn't use our phone the whole time. Like, we actively engaged in conversation the whole time, you know, asking each other, like, why are we both single? Because obviously we had been talking for that whole week. So we see, like, the type of person each other was. So we were kind of just trying to see, like, why the both of us were single, basically. And just trying to figure out, like, how we would fit into each other's life at that point. And after we left the restaurant, he was kind of giving the vibe that he wasn't ready to go home yet. Because, you know, he was enjoying my time.
I was.
So he's like, oh, what else is over here? So I'm like, well, the movie theater is down the street. We could go see a movie. And what movie did we go see?
What movie was that?
Was it Maverick?
I think it was Maverick.
I think it was Maverick. And we went inside the movie theater, watching a movie or whatever. And
It
then,
wasn't even that good. The movie
yes, it was.
Not to me.
So he was just sitting there being respectful, like not like, you know, trying to touch my leg or anything. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just make the first move. So I grabbed his hand and I started holding it. And then he starts breathing all heavy.
Had to put one of these.
Like I was making him nervous or something. So after the movie, then we're walking in the parking lot. And he's like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, can I see you again? I'm like, yeah, you know what time it is.
First date activities. I was very.
Yeah, that was our first date. Okay.
We got orange juice or apple juice?
Like, which one do we prefer?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Like, is that a question for us to see, like, if we know what the other person likes?
I don't know.
You know which one I drink?
You drink orange juice.
I do not drink orange juice. Like, I drink it, but if I had to choose between orange and apple, I would pick apple juice.
See? What would I pick?
Orange juice.
Okay, see? Because I gave you my answer already.
Okay, that was your question. Okay, I feel like this is a good question. The question is, what does your partner love to do?
Well, you definitely love to cook, that's for one. You like to do your makeup.
Well, that's a new one.
That's a new one?
That's a new one.
You like to listen to R&B songs and clean your room a lot. Also like to throw on a couple outfits together. You do like to dress. You dress very nice. Like the way
Thank
you
you.
dress.
You're forgetting one thing.
Yeah, and paints. She's a very good painter, guys. Like, if I could show you guys a portrait that she painted, you'd be like, oh, damn, that's pretty nice. She actually was selling portraits at a time, but she stopped. I don't know what happened with that, right?
Just going through something right now. Okay, what does he love to do? He loves to be on that little laptop over there, that little gaming laptop, and play, I don't know the name of it. What is it? Something with an A. Apex, Call of Duty, like those kind of games. Besides that, he likes anime. You like anime. He loves to eat my cooking. And then, like, as far as a relationship, which I've learned about him, he likes to spoil me, wine and dine, you know, romantic stuff like that.
Going out, doing activities.
Basically, like, outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah, very outdoorsy stuff.
Okay, next question.
Hey, this is a good one.
Which one?
What is your favorite things about each other?
You want me to go first? My favorite thing about Mike is, one, he's very, what's the word? Very caring and nurturing, reassuring, very romantic. He's funny, even though I want to knock him out sometimes when I'm the butt of his joke. Basically everything. Like, what can I not like about him? Did I say that right? What is there not to like about him, basically? Like his little smile. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to get too cheesy. See, that smile right there.
Well, what I like about my baby right here is everything, really. From the time I laid eyes on me, I'm like, damn. I ain't want to push up too hard because I know I'm not that type either. But once I got to know her, it was a ball game from there, and made her fall in love with me. But I'm really the one in love with her. She has my heart. Everything you do, baby.
Stop. Stop, Michael.
I love your hair, the way you dress, the way you talk to me. The way
Mm-hmm.
you make me feel.
That was actually one of the questions. Someone asked us, "Are we in love?"
I'm in love.
I'm in love too. Pretty, like, you want to tell them?
Hmm?
You want to tell them?
Tell them what?
About how we told each other after like a couple days. Go ahead, tell them. Because you
gotta
told
tell
me
them.
first. To answer the question, yes. And I won't say like how long after we started dating. Well, we actually like technically started dating like boyfriend, girlfriend that second night that we hung out. So our first day was on a Friday. By Saturday, he was like, "You're my girlfriend. That's it." And not too long after that, we told each other that we loved each other. And I really feel like we meant it. We still mean it. Very much so. So the next question is, what is our favorite memory with each other? You can go first, because I went first last time.
My favorite memory with you, right,
Mm-hmm.
would have to be our first date, because that's really what put the icing on the cake for me. Because I was like, damn, she know how to dress like that.
I was
What's
wearing
going on?
something regular,
But you look
degular.
good though. You was wearing it. I'm like, sheesh. You came out, nails did, everything on fleek, and just the way we carried ourselves in the restaurant, you know, it was such a vibe that I couldn't contain myself. I was very happy that I finally met someone like her, where I can, you know, share my ideas and my thoughts about everything, really. Not just one thing, but everything. So really, it was that first date that did it for me. It's really my favorite memory. After that, we went to the movies and cuddled like any normal couple would do. But on the first date, it didn't feel like the first date. It felt more like the fifth date, to be honest. It just felt like we were already in a relationship at that point.
I would have to say the same, but like closely after that would probably be the second date, which was literally the next day. So the next day we had went to the boardwalk, and again it was closer for me because I live in South Jersey, and
Southern Jersey.
stop. And he's like, "Oh, where are you? Like, where are you parked?" And I'm like, "Okay, hold on." So I sent him just like my location. I didn't share my location, but I like sent him exactly where I was. And he just started sharing his location with me. I'm like, not sharing the location.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely, like sharing the location. And I'm like, I've only known this man for, technically I've known him, but like physically like interacting with him and stuff, I had only known him for like a week basically. And I'm like, people I've dealt with, I'll say in the past, like it would be like a year or two and they still wouldn't give me that courtesy. So I just felt like he was already doing things that I was not used to. And I'm like, okay, like he may be serious about this. And then at the end of that night, after we came off the boardwalk and everything, that's when he was like, "You know you're my girlfriend now, right?" I'm like, okay.
Had to be straightforward with that one.
And I was like, wait, so we like together, or we together, but you still gonna do what you want to do? And he's like, "No, we're together." I'm like, okay. So yeah. Was that your question or me? This is a good one. Where do you guys see each other in the future? I'm guessing they mean like our future. Like, where do we see ourselves?
You want me to go first or you go
I'll go first. I see us, you know, we're already at like a serious point in our relationship. So whether it be like a couple years from now or however long, I do see us getting married, you know, having a family, being fully established like in our careers, and the same bond that we have now, just even stronger, like in the future. Yeah. Like, you see more? Traveling, like, just doing all of our adventures and our life together, basically. What about you?
Oh, me? Well, as you guys, this is my wife right here. I'm not calling her anything below that, because I see myself with her in the future, with 3 more kids, big giant house, dogs, cars, whatever. I see the full package as soon as I look into her eyes, it's just there. No.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I just see it all, the complete future. I see nothing below calling you my wife, and really trying to make you the happiest can be.
Okay.
What are your future careers? For me, well, I'm in construction right now, but I don't want to be breaking my back forever, so I truly wanted to save up, get out that business, and start my own business as everybody else should do. Get an LLC down. She already has one. She's like 20 steps ahead of me, so I'm following in her steps. But as for me, I want to be financially stable at a point, but not breaking my back to be there, So starting a business would be my best option.
What kind of business?
That's a good question. That might be another question. What kind of business? I don't really know, really.
You just want something of your own, basically.
Yeah, whatever comes to mind, because I know the financial problem wouldn't be there. It would only be what to do now with the money. So, opening up car wash, clothing store. I do have my own press machine, so you will be seeing t-shirts, mugs, whatever you need to see for a business. And also I will be making business cards for that as well. That's another plan. That's really much it. Starting a business is the first step to it all.
So for me, if you guys don't know, in December, next month, we're already in November. In December, I will be graduating from college. So it's been a long, hard road, but so that's like my near future. Finally graduating from college, getting my degree. A few months ago, I did officially get an LLC for my catering business. That announcement is coming soon. So hopefully, like with my catering business, I eventually want to start with, like a food truck, just to build my clientele, eventually turn that into a restaurant. Once that's successful, eventually turn that into a venue space where it'll have, the restaurant in front, the venue space in the back, start hosting events. And for my art business, I eventually want to turn that into some kind of like clothing line. So not too much on that, but that's my future
goals. That's where I was coming, You should say clothing line. We'd have everything down pat.
So that's that. Do you guys have any children together?
No, not yet, I want to say. But I do have one beautiful girl. Her name's Layla. She's 3 years old right now. She's not with us at the moment, but you will be seeing her later. We'll be doing activities together, going out, having fun, family time.
This is a funny one.
What starts arguments?
No, who starts?
Who starts
Who
arguments?
starts the arguments in the relationship? You can be honest. We don't have many arguments.
We don't. I don't know. Maybe because I don't want to go there, you know, it's not really me either, but she's really the one who initiates the, you know, certain questions that will proceed not to an argument, but more like I say a conversation about what could be fixed and what's going on and things that we might have to work on to get better, you know, in the relationship.
So, to go off of that, because I don't like to argue, I'm not a confrontational person. However, you know, I feel like we're still at the beginning of our relationship, even though we have been together for a minute at this point. I'd rather fix whatever small things we have now so that once we do get a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line in our relationship, it's not something that could have been fixed in the beginning that we keep bringing up later. So just little stuff that, you know, because I've been hurt before, so I already have like some trauma basically that I try to work through and try not to project onto him because he's not the one who did those things to me. So most of our arguments is just like me being sensitive and emotional and, you know, needing that reassurance basically that he's there and he's not going anywhere.
But it's okay because every relationship needs that, really, you know. Work on the small things so they wouldn't come up in the future, you know. It wouldn't be 3-4 years, she'd be holding a grudge. I'm snoring in the bed. She's been dealing with that for years. But that's you know, it's like a problem we can't really fix. So it's just things that she might have to suck it up.
No, little stuff like that doesn't bother me. It's just the reassurance part of it. And, you know, I feel like even when we do have like those little conversations, because they never turn into arguments, we've never like yelled at each other or taken it to that level because it's not that deep, but they don't last that long. Like I'll be upset for like an hour and then 2 minutes later I'm like, stop. You know, like back all over him just because, you know, like life is short. That energy that I'm spending being upset or emotional or being stubborn could be time that we spend together, you know, just enjoying each other's company, you know? So it's never that deep. Okay. Do you guys plan on staying in New Jersey forever?
That's a good question. No.
Immediately, no. If you live in Jersey, you know there is nothing in Jersey. Like,
if you know, you know. You can't stay here.
You just can't stay here. There's little room for growth. There's little room for, you know, personal opportunities, basically. Like, not to talk down on Jersey, because obviously I was born and raised in Jersey. He eventually moved to Jersey. You know, a lot of people in Jersey are stagnant. They're okay with having that repetitive wake up, go to work, 9 to 5, come home, you know, that kind of thing. And I know I don't want that for myself. I know he doesn't want that for himself. I know he doesn't want that for his daughter, you know. Anywhere but Jersey, where there's the opportunity basically for that growth, because it's not here. So
I've known people that grew up in Jersey, lived in Jersey, was born in Jersey, and never been outside of Jersey. And I feel like that's a problem because you never really see the world for what it is. You like to travel and go to Arkansas and Utah. And
not Arkansas.
Wherever. Just travel, you know? Just get out there and do what you want to do, really. You want to eat
I think of like a
Southern cornbread when I need it.
I feel like a piggyback question off of that is, if not Jersey, then where? Like, where do you see yourself? Like on the West Coast, on the East Coast, just like in southern states?
I see us moving everywhere, really. I feel like have a house in Cali, business in Cali, house in Jersey, business in Jersey, and just strictly mobile, moving around, getting everywhere we have to go. I feel like I will never stop moving. Really, once I get there, everything will be a trip. Oh, we're going here. We have to go there. Do this, that. Nothing will be stagnant in Jersey, as opposed to of us.
Okay, I feel like there's like 2 or 3 more questions that we haven't answered. What's your favorite color? So you know my favorite color. What is it?
It's mustard.
Mustard yellow.
Mustard.
His favorite color is technically not a color. It's a shade.
It's not a shade.
Black is a shade.
Of what?
It's a shade.
Alright.
His favorite color is black.
Black. Black on black on black.
How long have you guys been together?
It's been five months, right?
Our date
5
is
months.
June 3rd. But it doesn't feel like 5 months. Maybe it's because we're together all the
I
time.
don't know.
But it just feels like we've been together for
Like 2
way
years.
longer.
Yeah, it feels longer than that.
way longer. Like we're heavily involved with like each other's families. I do stuff with his family. He does stuff with my family. You know, our moms get along. It's really like that.
Everything is copacetic over here.
What's your favorite activity to do together?
She has your answer right here.
Go ahead, you answer first. Michael, just answer it.
I just like being with her. She's such a vibe. Look at her. Like, come on.
I would say the same. Like, we could literally just be sitting, watching TV, like, actually going out and doing something. Like, it doesn't matter as long as we're spending time together and doing it with each other.
That's pretty much it.
I feel like the last question that we should end it with, which will kind of talk about our channel too. Do we plan on getting into doing pranks on each other?
Maybe once in a blue, you see some funny going on.
Minor pranks. It's not funny.
Nothing crazy, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I just
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna run her over or anything, guys. Don't worry.
I just feel like that's not the direction of our channel, really. Like I said, like in the beginning of the video, we're trying to get away from like, you know, your ordinary YouTube channel or influencer couple or whatever you want to call it. So maybe like once in a while, but that's not going to be the basis of our channel. It's more of like, you know, conversations like this, just talking about stuff that matters basically. And, you know, vlogs and actual like activities.
Talk about real life shit on this channel.
I don't think you curse on there. Real life stuff.
Real life things.
Real life things.
Any other questions, guys? There's a comment section below. You can leave your comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. First episode of Vibe and Vent with Mike and Angel.
Now you get the intro together. It took us like 30 takes. I just want to thank everyone who took their time to sit and watch this video and to get to know me and Mike a little bit more. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will be making got tongue-tied a little bit. We will be making more videos like this.
Yes, correct. In the future.
Yep. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and return to our channel for our next video.